thanks everybody for joining. Today is the General Thoracic Surgery Database User Group call. Today is Wednesday, May 25th. I can't believe we are almost done with the month of May and up on the holiday weekend. On the call with me today, let's see, from STS, we've got myself, we've got Emily and Ruth and Sydney from the STS side. And from our IQVIA team, we have Jean, Joe, Melanie, and I think that is it. Yep, Jean, Joe, and Melanie. So thanks everybody for joining today. Carol is unable to join us today, so she may be joining via phone, but I'm going to do my best just to get on through this webinar. So let's go ahead and get started. For our agenda today, just I'm going to have a quick STS update, and then I'm going to touch briefly on the analysis overview. I don't have any IQVIA updates, but then we'll wrap things up with any user feedback. If you guys have questions, please be sure to put those into the Q&A. We also have the raise hand function enabled, so if you want to just talk or need to clarify, just use that raise hand function and we'll unmute you. I know on the last webinar I had mentioned we may be doing a report walkthrough, but I would actually like to wait till we get closer to when the spring 22 reports will be available, or have that just that walkthrough just after those reports are released. So I'm going to push that back a little bit. But I just want to cover a brief walkthrough of the analysis overview. Just going to give a high level update. I added a little bit more information to the overview. So again, just want to cover that with you today. All right, for our STS updates, just the training manual for May, as you all are aware, was posted and is available out on the website. The June training manual will be posted next week. So after the holiday, we'll get that June training manual posted and available for you guys. Speaking of the spring 22 results, again, those analyses are coming soon. I do not have an exact date, but again, in the coming weeks, beta testing of the risk adjusted report has concluded. So I just want to give a huge shout out, a huge thank you to a couple of our data managers, our core group members that did some beta testing for us. So we greatly appreciate all of your feedback. So right now, IQVIA is in the process of implementing that feedback from the beta testers. So once we get a more definitive timeline on when all of that data will be available for you, we will give you more information. So just hold tight. I promise you will get those results this summer, and they'll be coming within the next few weeks. Also, just a reminder, any report related questions, as always, should be directed to GTSD tech support at IQVIA.com. For the 2022 audit, audit notification letters have been sent to selected sites. So if you have not received anything to date, then you were not selected for the 2022 audit. For those sites that were selected, just know that audit instruction letters will be sent out the first week of June. So after the holiday, those notification letters, instruction letters will be coming out, and I suspect they're going to go out probably around Wednesday. So look for those around midweek during that first week of June. GTSD public reporting, Sydney, please correct me if I'm incorrect here, or if there are any additional updates that need to be passed along, but we are scheduled for this summer. I know we had spring, summer, but obviously we're looking, I think things did get pushed back a little bit, but we're looking at summer. And again, I'll utilize results from fall 21 harvest, data up through June 30th of 2021. And as always, if you have any questions related to public reporting, if you could, please reach out to Sydney. She can answer those questions for you a lot better than I can. So again, for any public reporting related questions, just please reach out to Sydney directly and she will get back to you. Again, IQVIA platform access, adding new user accounts or deactivating current users. Again, just a friendly reminder to complete the STS participant contact form to initiate that process. Don't go through the IQVIA tech support. If you do go through IQVIA, there'll be a slight delay. They'll have to pass you along to us. So again, if you need to add users that need access to the platform, or if you need to deactivate any current users, please complete the STS participant contact form. If you have questions about completing that form, please reach out to STSDB at sts.org, and Addie can can get you, provide you some assistance with completing that form. AQO 2022, as you all know, is coming this October. So AQO will be alive. We will have a live in-person meeting as well. There will also be a hybrid component. So we will have some a hybrid virtual portion to that meeting. Again, more information about that virtual portion. We won't be live streaming that content. So more information about the virtual component will be coming. So again, Providence, Rhode Island, October the 26th through the 28th. The general thoracic session will be held on Wednesday, October the 26th. AQO abstract submission is opening, I believe, in June, Emily. I think that's what we're looking at right now. So Nancy, to answer your question, yes, abstracts are still being accepted. We haven't quite opened abstracts yet, but Emily, I don't know if you can provide more information on when that that will be opening.
Yeah, I would say early June.
Okay.
So if you have a quality improvement project or something that you would like to submit for a poster, that'd be awesome. And we'll be utilizing like a online form again. So the link and everything will be out on our website. We'll also send a standalone email to all primary and backup data managers. So more information to come. I'll put the link to the where all of the AQO information will live on our website. I'll put it in the chat. There's a interest link that you can click on. So if you want to be notified right away, you can just sign up for those emails so that you know you get the information right away.
Awesome. Thank you, Emily. And of course, we have our AQO planning. I think our first planning call is next. I think it's next week. So we'll be working on our agenda. We'll start the agenda, coming up with topics. So if you have any ideas or if there are specific case scenarios that you would like to see presented at this year's AQO, please feel free to email me directly with your ideas. Ideally, you know, we want to make this this agenda, you know, we want to present what the information that you guys are desiring. So if you have specific case scenarios you'd like to see, please email me those ideas. I will share them with the planning committee on our call next week, and we will get that agenda going. And we can follow up after our meeting. I can follow up with you all on one of our next calls and let you know what items that we're looking at, agenda items. So again, we'd love to get your ideas for presentations, case scenarios. Please email me directly with any of that information. All right, just a reminder that the fall 22 harvest is currently underway, and I need to correct this slide. I did not do that. So that should say fall 22 harvest is underway. So the current close date for the 22 harvest is September the 9th, and the opt-out is September 13th. And of course, that will include procedures up through June 30th of 2022. And we will look to get that report out in winter. So I think typically that comes out, I think it's around before the holidays or before Thanksgiving. But again, more information and timelines will be forthcoming as we get the harvest closed and analysis done. So just a reminder to submit your data early and often, not wait till the last week, please. All right, before I know we don't have any updates from IQVIA, so before I hop over into the analysis overview and sharing that with you, just a reminder that if you do have any tickets out to IQVIA, they're currently under review. The support team will follow up. If you do have an outstanding ticket and you want to put that into the Q&A, please, go ahead and put that in, and Jean and her team, Joe, Melanie, they can start looking into that and see if we can get a quick update for you on this call. So that's all that I have from the IQVIA perspective. So let me pull over on the analysis overview. And I know I've told you guys on previous webinars that I am working on an update for the analysis overview. So I just wanted to share with you the updates that are coming. Now, this document is not posted yet. So I will plan to get this posted, obviously prior to the spring 22 harvest coming out. I just have a couple of clarifications that I'm needing from DCRI. So again, once I get those I will get this posted and I'll send an email. I'll let you know in the webinars, when it's posted, and all that information. So I just wanted to do a quick walkthrough of the analysis overview. I know some of you have been around, you're very familiar with this document. There are also some new data managers on here. So again, just a quick overview. I'm not going to read through this entire thing because that would bore you guys to death, but I just wanted to point out a few things. So the analysis overview is here, obviously, to assist you with interpretation of your reports. Here throughout the analysis overview, we give some information on the missing data thresholds, and how those thresholds are calculated. So for the fall harvest, for the 2% missing thresholds, those thresholds are based on rolling years. So for the fall harvest, you have to have, for the first year, you have to have 2% or less missing unknown for the mortality fields. So this would be for the fall report. So from the fall 21 analysis, that first year was looking at July 2018 through 6/30/2019. The second year, 19 through June 30th of 2020, and so forth. So that's just how those years are broken out for the fall harvest. Obviously, for the spring reporting periods, it would be the calendar years. So for spring 22, it would be, so the calendar years for spring 22 would be 19, 20, and 21. So it would be the full calendar year of 2019, the full calendar year of 20, and the full calendar year of 2021 for those mortality thresholds. And again, more information is here. Just scrolling through, always for, our composites, before we get to the composites, we have our participant for lobectomy compared to the STS and NIS database. We have a little bit of background information here, the rationale, the STS and NIS comparison outcomes, and the minimally invasive approaches for clinical stage 1 lung cancer. So this is where the biggest changes in this updated document. A lot of you had asked for the calculation that's used for these minimally invasive report. So I just wanted to share this with you. So here is the calculation as it currently stands for the minimally invasive lobectomy for clinical stage 1 lung cancer. So we have the calculation for the participant sample, the number of patients STS, the number of patients participant, and the calculation for the STS sample. As you see here, the calculation here includes the harvest codes. So just to make it a little bit easier on you guys, I put in kind of a little key down here for the harvest codes. If you're not familiar with harvest codes, for example, for clin stage lung T, harvest codes 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, this information can be found in the data specifications. So just a FYI, if you ever need to find harvest codes, that information again is found in the data specifications. For the calculations down here, I put in a little key of what the harvest codes mean. So here for data version 2.3, clin stage lung T equal to 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. So clin stage lung T for data version 2.3, 1 is equal to less than or equal to 2 centimeters and such. Same thing for versions 2.4.1 and 2.5.1. The variable did change. So now we're looking at for versions 2.4.1 and 5.2.1, clin stage lung tumor, 1 or 2 or 3. So, and just note that clin stage lung tumor for versions 2.4.1 and 5.2.1 does include TIS. And technically that is stage 0. STS surgeons did, that is not on accident, STS surgeons did want to include TIS in this calculation. So just a little bit of FYI there. So I hope this information is helpful to you guys. And again, just wanted to point out, before I get this posted, I am waiting on clarification from DCRI on these derived fields that are LH flag not equal to 2, ASA not equal to 5 or 6. I have this listed down here. An LP stage not null and not in 1, 2. This is one of the variables that I'm waiting on clarification from DCRI. So once I get this identified, again, this is a derived variable. I will include this in this table down here and let you know what LP stage, not null and not M12, what that means for this calculation. Again, for the NIS, here's additional information. If you just continue to scroll down in the STS and NIS comparison, the technical details, here you'll find the STS defined lobectomy patient population for the STS NIS comparison. So again, just please note, all of this information is here. If you scroll down, we'll get to the composite population lobectomy for lung cancer. And again, all of the information that you need is here. Note that participants must have at least 30 eligible lobectomy for primary lung cancer procedures, median inclusion for the 3-year harvest period to receive a star rating. So for lobectomy for lung cancer and the primary and the resection composite, you have to have at least 30 eligible procedures to get a composite. One thing I did want to point out, the STS defined lobectomy for primary lung cancer patient population is a tad different than the patient population used for the NIS comparison. So just note that there are 2 different populations. The main difference between these 2 populations is that the composite population includes an additional exclusion, 2 other additional exclusions for patients with occult or stage 0 pathological staging or ASA classes 5 and 6. And I don't believe, So the composite population again has these 2 extra exclusions. So that's the difference between the NIS population, lobectomy population, and the composite population. So they are slightly different. Also, the quality domains and endpoints are listed here with sequence numbers for each version, as well as the risk model covariates for the composite. And you'll find that throughout the document. I do the same thing for all the other composites. Again, I'm not going to read through all of this, but you have some background information on the overall composite, the star ratings, and the STS 1-run policy. Again, information on data analyses, presentation, score, the credible intervals, and we'll go into more about the data analysis presentation in the webinar where we do a report walkthrough. One of the data managers has been kind enough to agree to volunteer to do a walkthrough of the report and how she utilizes the report, how to read the report. So again, we'll go through more detailed information on the data analysis presentation, what it means, how to interpret it on the webinar once those spring 22 results are released. And again, I'm sorry for the scrolling. Of course, next, if you continue down, we have the composite for resection for primary lung cancer. And again, you have the population here, obviously different than the lobectomy population. We have, there's a typo there, so I'll correct that. So we have all of the inclusion criteria for the lung cancer, primary lung cancer resection population, all the inclusion and exclusion criteria, as well as the domains endpoints that is found here. And as well, continue to scroll down, you can have, I do list the risk model covariates for each version. And again, just a reminder, you do have to have at least 30 eligible records to get that resection, to be eligible for the resection composite. Again, same information here. Excuse my scrolling. And then we have our esophagectomy composite information. Please note that in this fall 21, this is a change in previous reporting. In order to be eligible for the esophagectomy population or esophagectomy composite, it was 30. DCRI was looking at 30 eligible records. However, that has been changed. So now participants must have at least 15 eligible records for the esophagectomy population. So if you got a star rating in fall 21 where you did not get one previously because of you had a low volume, but you got one in the fall 21 report. I think Ruth said this happened to her. So now we're looking at, again, a lower volume in order to be eligible for that population for the esophagectomy composite. And again, all the information you need here, quality domain study endpoints, and the risk model covariates. Again, all of the background information, again, not going to go through all of this. And then for our legacy reports, what we refer to in the platform as the legacy reports, the esophageal cancer criteria, we have the esophageal and lung cancer staging procedures outcomes. I apologize. So we have our esophageal cancer criteria here, and then the lung cancer criteria here. And then we get down to our benchmark and legacy reports, this procedure specific section. We have all of the inclusionary criteria for each of those reports, the esophagectomy, segmentectomy, pneumonectomy, lobectomy, wedge resection, and such. So all of that information is here. So I just wanted to give you guys a quick overview and an update on the information that's being added for the minimally invasive composite. So I just wanted to point that out. And again, as soon as I get clarification from DCRI on those derived variables, I will get that added to this document, and we'll get that posted out on the within the IQVIA library. The version that's out there now, I think, is currently referring to, I think it's a March. The last time it was updated was in March. So hold on, let me look here. So, apologize. So the latest for the one that's out there now is updated 3/31. So just know this new version that's coming out will probably be dated. I want to get it posted prior to the holiday, so look for the May or June update. So, and again, I'll let you guys know as soon as it's posted as well. So just to clarify that. That's all that I wanted to point out on the overview. Again, if you have any questions, if you are new to the database, you're looking through it, you have any questions, please, just feel free to reach out to me, and I can get those and I can get your questions answered for you. Here is my contact information, my direct email, my direct line. It is a lot faster and easier to get in touch with me via email. And if you have any database operational questions, you have questions regarding participation agreements, contacts for your site, again, reach out to us at stsdb@sts.org. Our next webinar is just mark your calendars accordingly. Our next monthly webinar is June 8th at 1:30 Central, and our next user group call is scheduled for June 22nd at 2:30 Central Time. So just be sure and mark your calendars. And as always, our marketing team will send out a reminder prior to the webinars, just as an additional reminder for you. That's all that I have for my updates from today. I don't know if Ruth has anything she needed to add, or if anyone from the IQVIA side had needed to add anything prior to us jumping over to a few questions.
I don't have anything to add. I'm happy to answer questions.
All right, let's do it. Okie dokie, let's see here. First question from Nancy. At last webinar, there was mention of connecting with 3-star facilities to share lessons for success. How do we go about getting connected to 3-star sites? That is a good question. So if there are any 3-star sites that that would like to, one, you're welcome to put your contact information in the chat here while we're on. Feel free to do that if you're willing to connect with other sites to discuss successes, or if you're not, if you would prefer, you can just shoot me your email and your contact information, and I can put you in touch with Nancy and the other data manager who was asking asking to connect with other 3-star sites. So again, if you're a 3-star site and you want to don't mind connecting with others, please, feel free to put your contact information in the chat box. If you are not comfortable with that, just please email me directly, and I can, with your permission, share your contact information with anyone that reaches out to me asking for that connection. Let's see here, Ruth, this one's for you. Are the infections reported, are the infections reported in the 30-day mortality documentation restricted to infections related to the index procedure, or does this pertain to any infections?
I guess I'm not 100% sure what the question is, if it's about the documentation that you just shared on what goes into the analysis, maybe is what I'm guessing, since they're talking about the 30-day the 30-day documentation. If it's a question about a specific case, like should this case be counted as having a post-operative infection, it would be helpful if you sent me the notes for that to the FAQ inbox. But if you want to share the information about what goes into the analysis, we could do that again, Leanne.
Okay.
Do you have that documentation for lung? I'm assuming this is for lung, which I guess maybe isn't a fair assumption on my part. But the data, if you're looking for what goes into like morbidity and mortality for your star ratings, it's listed in that document that Leanne shared.
Where did it go? Sorry. Let me get back to, that's for section. Sorry for the angry scrolling. Look away, look away, look away. All right, so there's the endpoints.
So the major complication endpoints for, is this for lung?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Doesn't include infection, with the exception of pneumonia, which I guess would is sort of it's a specific infection, right? But I'm not sure if that was the question. If you're asking whether you need to code infection for a specific case, feel free to send me the FAQ details.
Oh, she's asking, she's talking about what data managers are required to document for auditing purposes.
I think you're asking about a specific case, whether you should capture it. So if you want to just send me the like your discharge summary or information about what the post-operative infection was that occurred within 30 days, that'd be helpful.
Yes. All right. And Joanne, I think she had submitted a question to you, Ruth, and she found her answer and she wants to cancel.
I don't think that there's like a great way to cancel it.
Yeah.
They just go to an email inbox. And I appreciate that everybody sends their FAQs to that email inbox. It's so helpful because it's how I sort training manual updates and what has to go to the core group and stuff that I need to talk to Carol about. So thank you all for using the FAQ system. I don't know that there's a way to cancel them though. Sorry, Joanne, I don't have a great answer.
Yeah, that is, we've never had anyone ask that before. So I'll look into that, Joanne. Thank you. That is a good point. All right, Maggie, did you say sessions will or won't be live streamed for AQO? So Emily, help me out here. I know they will not. We live streaming and doing the in-person at the same time. We don't have the operational resources to make it happen. But again,
we're
Emily,
going.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we're going to be doing is we'll have an AQO platform similar to what we've had in the past. We will have some on-demand content that probably will be on that platform prior to the actual in-live meeting. For online attendees, we will be recording the sessions that are happening live in Providence. So then they will be available to be seen on the virtual platform. It'll be available for viewing at a delay. So it won't be happening while the conference is happening. That just requires too much staff support and also money to live stream it. So that is the answer there. But we will have great content for both options. The caveat with not having it live streamed with the online virtual attendees is you won't have the opportunity to ask questions, right then. But I think we're brainstorming a way that we'll be able to follow up on like webinars after the meeting to be able to bring some of our speakers back to be able to answer questions.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah, we're working on it.
We look forward to seeing everyone.
I know, I can't wait. I cannot wait to travel and be in person and see everyone. It's been so long.
Yeah.
And also working from home, even pre-COVID and post-COVID, it's just, I'm longing to see people and interact. All right. Thank you for your question, Maggie. Nancy, in analysis overview, you might want to change ZooBroad to ECOG. Thank you, Nancy. I will make that change. I appreciate it. And that's another reason why I did not post this prior to this call, because I knew there would probably be something that I missed that you guys would catch for me. So thank you very much. Nancy, say two, are there still NQF measures we should be working on? So I just wanted to, let's see here. Let me pull this over real quick. So the NQF measures, the performance measures are out here on the website, Nancy. So if you just go to STS and then click on quality and safety and performance measures, that'll take you to this page. Let me scroll. I don't know. Sydney, do you know of any new NQF measures that are coming down the pike? I don't think for general thoracic, I don't think of anything. I don't think there's anything.
Not that I can think of, no.
Yeah. So these are still the current NQF measures are what we have right now, Nancy. What is the link for surgeons for IQVIA? So it's the same link. Everyone has the same link, Nancy, to log into the IQVIA platform. The surgeons have their own unique username and password for the login. If they need assistance with their username and password, if you could just please have them email stsdb@sts.org, and Jane and her team can have them email this address here, and Jane and her team can assist with that resetting a password or a username for your surgeon. But it's the same one that everyone else uses. Let's see here. It looks like this one's for you, Ruth. I don't know if you can answer this one yet, but I had a patient who has a previous, you know your abbreviations. I don't want to.
So essentially this patient had recurrent lung cancer that was determined to be metastatic disease from a previous primary. So you would use the metastatic lung cancer diagnosis for your primary category of disease, which is C78.00, lung tumor metastatic.
Gotcha. Next one for you, Ruth. Best select yes to sequence 1400 assisted by robotic technology. Is it also necessary to select miscellaneous procedure S2900 robotic assisted surgery?
It is my understanding that that is the direction from the STS. It does seem redundant. I'm not sure what the back end process is that requires that redundancy, and it might be something that we can eliminate for the next version, but it's my understanding that yes, that is, they would like both captured.
Yes, thank you. Emily, this you might be able to, do you know how long the delay will be for recording the sessions and virtual viewing?
Will be recorded and uploaded as fast as possible. I would say there will be at least a couple week delay, just if there's any edits or, just making sure it looks really nice for the website. So I would say a couple weeks, but we'll be sure to communicate with our virtual attendees as well as we can.
Yeah, and Nancy was just, she just reiterated, she said, just would it make sure that get those posted in time for them to view and get their CEUs within the deadline. Sure, we'll keep all of that.
Of course.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. We'll keep that in mind. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Emily. Let's see. Melissa, would it be possible to add a feature to the participant contact form for a copy of the submitted answers to automatically be sent to the person submitting the form? I try to save a PDF of the form before hitting submit, but you know what? I am copying your question and I will send that over to Jane and her team and our IT over to Saviano and get that request, and I will see what we can do. Thank you for the feedback, Melissa. Do you know why the STS defined lobectomy population only includes single lobes? I do not know why. Ruth, do you have any? I mean, I can definitely circle back with Donna and team and find out what the rationale is behind that. But that was decided upon way pre-me, but I can definitely circle back and get more information for you on why that population only includes single lobes. That's a good question. Thank you. But I will get you some more information on that. Can you email me that directly? That way it doesn't get lost, please. Who were the audit email notifications sent to, meaning what registry role? Is there a list of site numbers selected that we can access to verify if our site was selected or not? Emily?
Yep, the audit notifications were sent to the surgeon representative and the primary data and file contact on early May. If you would like to make sure that you didn't miss anything, you can email me at econrad@sts.org. We do not put out a list of the sites that are audited publicly. And I will put my email in the chat.
I beat you to it, Emily.
Oh, great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Audit notifications for adult cardiac are going to be sent within the coming days. Congenital will be a little, I'd say mid-June.
A little later. The harvest is delayed and we're working through that. So congenital is a work in progress. Yeah. Okay. So I don't know if Melanie or Joe, you guys, Jackie had put a ticket number into the chat and was wondering if she could get an update. I don't know if you guys saw that or not. I just saw it in there.
Yep, I had responded to that.
Oh,
it's a
thanks, Jeff.
known issue that we are working on, and
Okay.
don't have a date for a fix quite yet, but working on it as soon as we can.
All right, great. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Okay. I don't see any additional questions coming in. I don't have any other updates. Again, just a reminder, upcoming webinars, June 8th for monthly and June 22nd for user group. And again, as we get more a definitive timeline on the spring 22 report, we will incorporate that report walkthrough in one of those. I don't know if it'll be June 8 or June 20. It definitely won't be June 8, maybe June 22 or maybe July. But again, depending upon when that report comes out in the coming weeks, obviously I will share more information with you as soon as I have it on definite dates and everything like that. But again, we'll be doing that report walkthrough for you once the spring 22 reports come out. So again, June 8th for monthly and June 22nd for our next user group call. All right, I'm not seeing any additional questions come in. Definitely want to be respectful of your time. I think we'll go ahead and end a little bit early today, give you guys about 20 minutes back of your day. So thank you everyone for joining today. I greatly appreciate it. Thanks to Emily and Sydney and Ruth and my IQVIA team. Thank you guys so much for being on today. I greatly appreciate it. Thanks everybody for joining. If you have any questions, again, please feel free to just email me directly. You have ideas again for AQO presentations, send them my way. We'd love to get those as well. Thank you, Cindy. I hope you guys have a great rest of the week and have a great holiday weekend. Everybody be safe, and I hope you have some beautiful weather. Enjoy time with your family. Take care, everyone.
You too.
Bye.